I hope you guys watch, even though I'm not covered in makeup. That seems to be a silly reason to watch, if you ask my opinion. But anyways, what I want to say is that when you're first starting, it's a lot. It looks like a lot. It's beautiful and vibrant, and look at all these colors, and look at all this cultural flair, and look at all these people and the involvement they have, and it's just like miraculous for them, and all these people crawling on their knees even to shrines, and just look how immense this cult is. It must be a crazy experience to learn all about it. It can be, if you want the full experience. But one thing that I want to tell you that I wish someone would have told me is that it seems like there are primarily two sides to this cult. Now, no, I'm not going to go there for those of you that are getting excited. No, what I'm saying is that there's the practice end, the witchcraft, the Mexican brujeria part. Well, we'll say Mexican hechiceria. Thank you, Alexis, for making that differentiation. And then there's the veneration part. Okay? So if you're very new, you're probably like, okay, what's that mean? Okay. So there's the part in which you get to know Santa Muerte as a spirit, and you get to know her as the saint that people elected. You get to know her as a provider, as somebody who answers your prayers, as somebody who delivered you from death, somebody who performed this great miracle for you, or maybe she just showed up on your doorstep, or showed up in a dream, or maybe you're just seeing all this reference to her, and you're like, I want to know about her. So she could have popped in many different ways. So the veneration part is the getting to know her, talking to her, learning about her history and her culture, learning about how she interacts with the people, a getting to know you process, and then taking it to where she becomes your saint. She becomes your spirit, your guide, and you honor her. You give her offerings. You pray to her, like I said, because that's like very commonplace. You do certain dedications to her. You give her like you give her supper. You give her part of your meals. You give her food offerings. All of that is part of her veneration. Now there's the other side of it, which is the practice side, which is the brujeria side, the hechiceria side, and sometimes even the healing side. I'm not going to say curanderismo because that's a whole separate thing, but there's the healing side. She does, that as well. But I hope I'm not confusing you, but there's the active practice part, and then there's the veneration part, like, I hope this is going to piss some people off, but, where you're petitioning her, and with the witchcraft side, it's more like you're asking her to assist you in a working, You are never above her. At the very least, she's part of your family, okay? So there's the, I'm going to get my hands dirty part, and then there's the, my hands are clean, I'm praying to you part. That's really a really dumbed down version, really dumbed down. But I wish that somebody would have told me that you don't have to learn the craft part immediately if you don't want to. The most important part when you're first coming in is getting to know her. The veneration part. That's the most important part in the very beginning. Because you want to know who you're dealing with. You want to know how serious she is, and you want to know where she comes from. Okay? You can learn the crafty side later. Once you start, I won't say asking for stuff, but once you start having her assist you in your workings. That's separate. Okay? So I hope that I explained that correctly. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to get to them and to answer them. A quicker way to get a hold of me would be on Instagram under my name. Just search my name. And I just want to throw a little note out there for those of you that are new, that are coming in. Please, please, please take this seriously. Okay? Please know that she's an extremely powerful spirit. And I know that everybody says that about their deities and their spirits and their gods and whatnot. But Santa Muerte is really close to this realm. I mean, if somebody is in a position to where they petition her, and I'm not trying to sell her or anything, but they get answered practically immediately a lot of times. So, good to know, right? Once you start kind of trotting along, there will be bumps, because there are lots of enthusiasts out there, and they like to argue semantics. Let's just put it like that. I personally, I'm cool with whoever and whatever, because she taught me to be neutral. And I know, and I will be throwing that word around a lot. And I was told to be neutral in general, non-judgmental, unless the person is an asshole. Unless the person or the belief is a detriment. But you don't have to worry about that right now. Just worry about this. Getting to know her first. Now, there's a lot of sources out there. And I'm not going to try to promote myself. There are plenty of sources. You pick and choose with whoever you resonate with. Because ultimately, this is your life. Okay? But let me advise you on one thing. Do not strip her from her culture. If you strip the Mexican hood from Santa Muerte, you will not have Santa Muerte anymore. You'll have something else. And that's not what you fell in love with. So, to be respectful of the fact that this has been uprooted and brought to your doorstep in English, to be grateful of that, do not strip her from her culture. We don't strip anything else from its culture, and when we do, we find that it is not the same thing that it originally was, and it doesn't hold the same beauty and the same power. So, I just have to throw that out there. If you don't like Mexicans, it's probably not for you. So, yeah, I said it. And if you don't like Mexican culture, this is probably not for you, because she is riddled with it. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.